We arrived early in the morning and checked into our hotel. A stroll took us to the bank of the Danube. Some photos were taken with Buda Castle in the background. There were a couple of stalls along the riverbank. And here's one selling rooster testicles. Tired, we had an early dinner in Marriott Hotel as shown here, before returning to our hotel. The next morning, we left for Szentendre. Szentendre is a riverside town and popularly known for its arts and crafts. Here you see, we have reached the lookout point of Szentendre, from which we have a nice view of the town. This is the most prominent Orthodox church of Szentendre. The back of the church has a small organ. Some steep steps were encountered along the way. Some of us visited this interesting museum of micro-fine arts. Outside the shop is one of the many quaint alleys. A riverside scene. We proceeded to Visegrad after lunch. Visegrad is a small castle town in Pest County, situated at the Danube bend. Visegrad Castle, built in 13th century, was the highlight of the tour. The following photos show the interior of the castle. A dinner and folklore show awaited us on return.
plângea mărină că mărine, mărine să te usuci, mărine, mărine.
city tour of Budapest followed after our dinner show.
It is there.
Don't worry, if it's not there, I'll send my money.
Don't worry, I have it.
Oh wow!
$5.
It's only $5. It's getting better, son.
That's the market, that's where you want to go. I think this is on the right hand side. I can't see the thing. Only bridge which was restored in a more modern style. All the other bridges were rebuilt in their original style. Because during the Second World War, all of these were exploded by Germans who were leaving the building. It is really fantastic. There you can take a picture of the parliament.
És a Bazilika utcája, oda sem lehet menni, ugye?
Melyikbe?
A Bazilikának az utcája az, amelyik a kis
Az kamerás, az oda nem merek, tehát az...
Ja.
Oda mindig
Ki
engedélyt
is van
kérek.
ja.
Oda mindig engedélyt kérek, oda megyek.
Ki is van, vagy nem mehet, ahogy a busz.
The Pest side, so you will see the great view of the royal palace, because the best view of the palace is from Pest side, and the best view of the parliament is from Buda, so that's why Coronation Church, you are going to see it with your Crystal City tour. They will take you up to the top of the hill to see Fisherman's Bastion and Matthias Church.
Az egyik az itt van valahol.
Édes kettes maradt.
Hát ez ilyen kirepülnek a gyerekek. Újra jön a romantikusra.
The city is very, very beautiful with the lights on. You can see it's a completely different city.
It's more beautiful at night.
Yes, people say it's more beautiful at night, yes.
Táncos imitációk szokott szervezni el az Európa hajóra. Aha, igen, kétszer egy évben, egyszer karácsonykor, egyszer meg így nyáron, de akkor ezt vezetünk mi klubunk. De én nem kaptam sem érdekes.
Én koncerteket szerveztem egy hajóra.
Shoes on the Danube.
Ez az, ami kicsit volna.
The next morning, our coach headed for Gellert Hill. The hill has a church and a fortress. By chance, we happened to see runners taking part in a marathon event, crossing Liberty Bridge. Crystal Ship, where we will take the Danube cruise, is shown here. Cave Church was opened when we arrived. No photos were allowed inside the church. Photo shows the lobby of Gellert Thermal Bath. A panoramic view of Budapest as seen from Gellert Hill. A visit to Dohany or the Great Synagogue followed. This synagogue was built between 1854 to 1859. It can accommodate 3,000 people, and it's the largest in Europe.
The largest synagogue of Europe. Downstairs here you can see 1,500 seats. That's only for men. Women always have to go upstairs because they have to be separated. This is because men and women have to concentrate on God, and this is the best way so that they don't get disturbed by each other. Now, nowadays there are not so many people a part of the congregation, so they don't fill the whole synagogue, only on high Jewish holidays. So on other days, it is only downstairs here. But even downstairs, when everybody's downstairs, they have to separate. So normally men sit in the middle aisles and women sit on the two sides, okay? Or men sit in the very front, women sit at the back, so that they are separated. Okay? So look at this synagogue. There's a beautiful decoration everywhere. Up on the top is gold, a very thin layer of gold. You see on the top, you can see there are 3 windows. Beautiful decoration on the ceiling, and also the windows continue the same decoration. Same geometric figures, stars and rectangles and so on. Now, this synagogue was designed and built by Hungarians, which is very unusual. Okay? Why? Because this was designed by a Christian person. Okay? Why was it designed by a Christian person? Because back then, when it was built in the middle of the 19th century, Hungarians wanted to integrate all religions into one nation and not to segregate them. Mm-hmm. So that's why in this synagogue there are a lot of Christian elements that you would never see in any other synagogue.
This is the only synagogue with a cemetery. Tony Curtis, a Hungarian, contributed to this memorial in the name of his father. A memorial to Raoul Wallenberg, a Swedish diplomat, who saved thousands of Jews. Outside the church are the Jewish quarters, one of the restored ghettos in the Jewish district. This is the entrance to the ruined bars of Budapest.